Welcome back to the SportsMax Zone. Co-founder and the CEO of Proven Investments Limited, Chris Williams, is the chairman of the newly formed Professional Football Jamaica Limited, PFJL. The PFJL replaces the Premier League Clubs Association and was convened by representatives of each of the 12 Premier League clubs in Jamaica. The primary responsibility of the PFJL is to manage the commercial arrangements for the league, including sponsorship and television rights agreements. There has been no Premier League football in Jamaica since March this year, at the point where the World Health Organization, the WHO, declared COVID-19 a pandemic. Chris Williams joins us now to talk about the plans for the league. Good afternoon, Chris.
Good afternoon, George.
Good to have you here. Firstly, how is the very important matter of marshalling sponsorship for the league going?
Well, first of all, I want to say how much I appreciate the move by the clubs to embrace an improvement in the governance of their company, and their initiative was, and their decision was to appoint 3 independent directors and to appoint a chair from that group of 3 independent directors. So I think that's something to be applauded, that the clubs have decided to take a much more aggressive governance approach and to introduce independence to their structure. Now, with that, we have gotten good feedback. The response from corporate Jamaica has been very strong, and they feel that this is a step in the right direction, in a positive direction, and we're in the middle of discussion. So, to answer your question, it's going. We have now started to have very serious discussions, and we have nothing to confirm as yet, but we're comfortable that we will have good support.
Right. So you're saying then that by early December, the period that you're earmarking the kickoff of the league, you should have your sponsors in place by then.
Yes. December is not a drop-dead date for us. We are seeking to build a product for the long haul. And we do recognize that the ticket size of a sponsorship for our product is high, and as a result of that, the decision-making process is going to be long. I don't want us to put deadlines in front of our sponsors. We want our sponsors to feel comfortable to work with us, and we work with them, because the reality is that the league will happen with or without sponsors, because we recognize the ability of the league to generate interest. And we know once the interest takes place, the sponsors will come on board. So you don't want to give these hard deadlines to your sponsors coming in the door. So I don't want to give that impression. We're having discussions with everybody, and we're respecting their decision-making process, and we're working with them.
2 issues that take primacy where a competition such as the Premier League is concerned, Chris, are television, the presentation, meaning image, and of course, even before that, substance. The league has to be substantial, has to offer substance to all of the stakeholders, and then it's about how you project that, the image that the league has. And I'm borrowing from the dancehall hit of the same name from Massacre. He sings about image, and it's very important. So, from the perspective of image, the negotiations around how you will present the league this go around, and the entity that you will ask to do that for you, how far along are those discussions? Are you close to announcing who your broadcast partner will be?
Yes, we're very close. We have selected a preferred broadcast partner, and we are going through the process of final negotiations and legal work. And as soon as that is complete, we will make that announcement. But yes, the process of entertaining bids, having a decision-making process, and making a selection has taken place. And we're now just making final negotiations with this preferred partner and going through legal documentation.
Chris, with any new position and of course any new body, there must be some sort of short-term goals. I mean, we're coming to the end of a new year. What have your team been doing right now? What are you working on?
Well, the first thing we're working on is what I started with, which is the governance.
Right.
We through the work of the JFF, we received a report from the interim committee on a governance structure that is recommended, and we adopted the report and have now implemented that report. So I think over the last 3 months, you will accept that we have made significant progress. We got the interim committee's report. We reviewed it, accepted it, and have now implemented it. We've put the company in place. We have signed the memorandum of understanding with the JFF, and we have appointed our independent directors, and we have now appointed an independent chair. So action is taking place at the governance, or has taken place at the governance level. The second aspect of it is now improving the product. As George spoke to, the broadcast partner is critical to how the product is presented. So we have gone through a process of requesting bids and proposals. We've reviewed those proposals, and we've selected a preferred entity. Yeah. The third aspect of it now is going to be commercialization and concluding discussions for title and supporting sponsors. And those discussions have started. We're not yet in a position to confirm any of the sponsors, but as I indicated earlier, we are very, very pleased with the response from corporate Jamaica to the governance moves that PFJL has implemented so far. And that is critical, because at the end of the day, you want sponsors to believe that the product is going to be implemented in the way that we say it is going to be implemented. And so the fact that they have confidence in the governance structure that is now in place, I think that goes a far way in getting them on board and getting them to cut a check. So short-term goals are being achieved. Governance, check. Broadcast, almost check. And sponsorship, commercialization, we're down the road.
Chris, as we introduce you to our millions of viewers on SportsMax in the Caribbean and North America, a lot of football fans like to know that their administrators know a bit about the game. I've seen you play, and your football acumen on the field is pretty decent. Give us an idea of your background on the field and your playing experience.
Well, greetings, lads. Greetings. And, viewers, you will know that Lance is my strike partner in for the world-renowned Real Mona Masters team. So I would say, Lance, that I've been a participant in the game for easily 40 years. I played at all levels of school life, and as you know, continued through to our elder years. Right now, I'm very active in it. I mean, obviously not at a national or Premier League level, but at the amateur level, I've participated and I've been involved and still do. So I am a big time participant. In addition to that, of course, I'm a huge fan of the game and watching whether it be your programs or SportsMax La Liga coverage. The EPL, I remember when SportsMax brought EPL to Jamaica, and that just completely exploded the love of the game. Coming from the Sunday evening days of Liverpool and Manchester United on a Sunday evening, 3 o'clock on TVJ. So we are lifelong footballers. We will play until we know a rocking chair, and we're also veranda coaches, and of course I'm a Jamaica College old boy, so we are the owners of the Manning Cup. So I'm also a big fan of schoolboy football and heavily involved in cheering for my team and so on. So I'm around the game. Haven't been involved in administration at all. And you when I was approached, you have an unfortunate taint of the game that it is not. At the administration level, it is not as organized as you would like. So you have found that a lot of the corporate leaders have not kept up to participate in the administration.
Yeah.
And I want to assist in changing that.
Yeah, let me follow up on that, Chris, because I think this is a key area that you're touching on, because most football fans, if you ask them in Jamaica who is their favorite team, you're going to hear, the Barcelonas, the Man Uniteds, Liverpools, Arsenals of this world.
Right.
You're not going to hear, Portmore or Mobe United or Arnett Gardens. Is there a recognition from the administrators that there has to be some focus on growing the sport as an attraction to the average fan, to actually boost the numbers of spectators interested in watching local football?
Right. Let me start by saying, first of all, that which I wanted to where I was saying earlier, the administrators of the game are amongst the best in the world. I'm saying that because when you take a look at the consistency and the sustainability of football over the last number of years, the Premier League in a few years will be 50 years old. So there are not many companies or organizations that have lasted as long as the JFF has been able to execute the Premier League. So we've given our administrators a bad rap. They have actually done a very good job, and a very good job within the context of developing environment, a developing economy. So that is challenging to execute. Now, to the question of how do you execute it to allow for fan base to grow, first and foremost is the recognition that there has been even more coverage of EPL and probably even La Liga and Bundesliga on television than the Premier League. More games are carried on those leagues than our own Premier League. So we have to address first and foremost the coverage on the game, and I'm not talking about static coverage. I'm talking about live coverage, because as you know, the game is best consumed live.
Yeah, Chris, we have 90 seconds to go. I must ask you this one before you go. one of the troubling issues for me year in, year out with the Premier League, and it has been so since maybe I was just entered high school, and I had an interest in getting gear for my favorite team. I wanted a Reno jersey. I wanted an Arnett Gardens jersey. I couldn't get them. I recently wanted, I won't call the club, but I wanted the jersey of a top club. A friend of mine in Cayman Islands requested 3. I called the club and they said they didn't have any, no. And I said, well, call me back when you get. And I kept calling back and they still haven't gotten any. I'm asking something that to me seems simple, merchandising for the individual clubs. Why is there not, and well, not even the why. How are you going to ensure that the clubs recognize the importance of organizing their own merchandising so that people can be walking on the streets, and rather than a Gunners jersey or a Man U jersey or a Chelsea jersey, I'm wearing Arnett Gardens, I'm wearing Mount Pleasant, I'm wearing Waterhouse, I'm wearing the other teams in the league. Can you make that happen? Will you make that happen?
The big challenge on that, the answer is yes, we will. But the big issue on it, I can tell you, George, is the cost of the shirt. The reality is that the cost of the shirt is a challenge, and us being able to get replica shirts in front of you as a fan, in the volumes that would make it profitable at the cost that the population can afford is a difficult challenge. Don't think that because you are able to buy Man U and Liverpool, you are a very small fraction of what is required to make it economically viable. So we would need about 100 or even 1,000 Georges in order to make it viable, and getting that kind of volume at the cost that is required has been a challenge, I can tell you that. But we're working on it. We're going to work on it. You need a kit sponsor so that when you get the kit sponsor donates the kit at a certain level, and therefore allows us to put the product on the market at a price-effective point. So we're working. I mean, these are issues that with the commercialization of the league is addressing.
Yeah.
So we are working on it.
Well, Chris, if you can get this done, I'm going to lobby for you to get a national honor from the Governor General on Heroes Day. Trust me, because this thing is sorely needed. And I take your point about the price points at which the shirts are sold, and of course carrying capacity within the audience in order for the clubs to at least break even when they're doing this kind of business. Thank you very much for your time, Chris, and I know we'll be talking again.
Yes, thanks for having me, and big up Lance. Marie, I don't know you, but come to Football Factory and watch Lance.
She's been there, but you weren't there that evening, Chris.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's been there. And we look forward to your announcement of your preferred broadcast partner.
Yes.
All right.
Sorry. Okay.
Good. Chris Williams, he is the chairman of the newly formed PFJL, replacing the PLC. Back with more on the SportsMax Zone.